Hello everybody, I hope you guys are doing good today. Okay, well today marks what will be the first of many live videos here on Facebook, where now I am going to actually have topics to talk about. As I said, for those of you who missed it in the last daily vlog that I posted on my YouTube channel and filmed here first, I said that on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I'll be filming a live video right here on Facebook from 4 to 4:30, or just somewhere in between that time, and each one is going to have some type of topic, and more than likely these topics will be centered around teaching some type of thing, either teaching or just discussing, or just something. Since these videos are live, you can, as always, you can feel free to talk to me live right here. But yeah, that's how this is going to work. So, as I have put in the description of this video, or just the title or wherever you're seeing this, I'm going to tell you how you can start your YouTube channel. Because I have actually come across a bit of a handful of people who have said that they've wanted to start a YouTube channel, but for whatever reason they say that they can't, and I'm basically here to tell you as to why you can. Alright, sorry, I'm gonna have to be drinking some water throughout this because this is important now. It's a discussion. Alright, so I have a little bullet list right here. Now, of course there's a lot of things that I would like to talk about, so I guess you could say, okay, I guess as an example, like before I started this, I made up about like 6 different, I have a little book right here. I got about like 6 different bullet points, and I guess you can say each bullet point will get their own video because I really want to be able to dig deep into each point. So, hello, Robster Michael Schreifer. Hey, glad you're here, man. Alright, but yeah, so the topic that I'm going to discuss today specifically on how to start your YouTube channel is to figure out what do you want to film about. Because no matter what kind or type of channel that you have, you still have to figure out what it is specifically that you want to talk about. So, the first thing that you may want to think about is, what do you enjoy doing? That, I think, is actually one of the most important things, because I feel like that you shouldn't, this kind of goes into anything, but I'll specifically just talk about YouTube since this is, like I said, the topic of the video. The last thing that you want to do is to film yourself doing anything that you don't enjoy or that is stressful. Because, naturally, you having a YouTube channel, you are going to be filming more and more and more and more, so you can post more and more videos on your channel. So, no matter what it is that you pick, you want to make sure that it is something that you like to, that either that's something that, basically something that you don't mind to do. Either that you really enjoy doing it, or something that's like a hobby for you, or something that you can just do on the side. That it has to be something that you like to do on some scale, as just, like, love, okay. It just can't be like, no, or like, I don't like doing that. I know that's self-explanatory, but I do have to say that because there are, like I said, the stuff that I'm saying will more than likely kind of leak into just like real life, or just like, other scenarios. But there's a lot of people out there, you may even be one of those people where you just find yourself doing something that you don't even like to do. Like I said, you could be working at a job that that you just really don't like. That's something that really stresses you out. You could be, I don't know, just doing something that you're doing day in and day out and putting in a lot of work and effort towards. But, when you think about it, it's the end of the day, you're about to go to sleep, and you're just replaying your day, and you're just thinking about how much you just really just don't like what it is that you're doing. So, no matter what it is that you pick, make sure that it's something that you enjoy. Alright? So, another thing that that I want to talk about is, what do you want your message to be? Because, as I said before, no matter what it is that you're filming, you are delivering some kind of message to the rest of the world. That's basically what YouTube is. It's a video platform where you are showing people through videos, through your video format, this is just something that I want to talk about. This is just something that I would like to share with all of you. Hello, Eli Garcia. Yeah, thank you. I see what you said. I appreciate that. But yeah, so you want to figure out what it is you just want to tell people. You know, it could be something, like I said, and it can go from many different levels. You can talk about something really, really deep. Like I said, you can, I don't know what that would be for you, but you know, you can go something really, really deep or really serious or something that you feel like needs attention, or you can just do something extremely lighthearted. You can talk about your love of drawing or video games like me, or, or you can just talk about anything, really. So you just want to figure out what is it specifically that you are trying to telegraph to somebody else. To help you figure out what that may be for you, I'll tell you mine. Now, originally, when I first started doing YouTube, and just so you know, like for those of you, you know, who don't know, at this very moment in time, as of, let me see what today is, as of May 24th, 2017, I have been doing YouTube for almost a year and a half now. I think to be exact, I think it's been about a year and 5 months. By June, it will be 6 months. So, like I said, I've been doing YouTube for a year and a half, roughly, and in the very, very beginning, I was actually doing vlogs. I was doing vlogs that was giving people positive life advice. Now, as you can tell, at the moment, I'm doing something not completely different, but still different. Now, I am doing Let's Plays, you know, on video games that I like playing. I can get into that later, but bottom line is that the message that I wanted to deliver to people, and this is like still the message like now, the message that I wanted to deliver to people was, you can basically live the life that you want exactly the way that you want it. That's more or less the message that I have, like, just throughout everything that I've done up to this point, and more than likely will continue to be the message. I may, you know, add stuff on it, or I may tweak a little bit, but bottom line is, I don't know why this is, like, when I think about it, but I just really enjoy helping people, you know? Oh, hello, John fan. Hey, yeah, you said you finally made it to one of my live videos. Yeah, well, here you go. But yeah, when I think about it, the main thing that I just enjoyed doing was helping others. I don't know, I guess it's just kind of been that way since I was a kid. Maybe it was the way I was raised. All I know is that, you know, I can go into a little bit of my little past history, but I still want to stay on track of what we're talking about. But, you know, for me, you know, growing up, of course, like I said, like all of us, you know, I was picked on a lot. You know, like I was the outcast, you know, whether I was in school or just in any type of social circle that I've ever really been in, I was always the one who didn't fit in. I was too different from the people who I was around in one way or another. And because of that, I guess it made me really, I ended up nurturing this sympathy that I felt with other people. It's like now, every time where I saw another person where it looked like that they didn't fit in, or they were an outcast, or they were teased, or, you know, other people just weren't making them feel good about themselves, I could sympathize with that because I was like, hey, I've been there too. I've been there countless times. I've been there for years, you know, excuse me. And I just knew that if, you know, maybe I could do something that could help them, you know, that will make them feel better. You know, that's not, you know, I'd go over them, I'd talk to them and say like, hey, you know, it doesn't really have to be anything all that serious. But the fact that, I guess, I acknowledged that person in a positive light, just at the bare minimum, was enough. And I don't know, ever since then, I just enjoy helping people because I like the feeling that I've been able to help someone else, that I've been able to impact somebody else in a positive way. So that is the overall message as to how I wanted my YouTube videos to be, and basically the message that I want to deliver, you know, to the rest of the world through YouTube, you know. So my message is, I want to show you, I want to prove to you that you can live the life that you want, you know. many of us think that we can't. Actually, now that I think about it, a lot of it can originate from childhood. Like, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, it kind of depends on the situation you're in, but the situation that I'm thinking of is, you know, you may have been told this growing up where somebody told you can't have everything that you want, or life's not fair, you know, or just, you know, something like that. I was told that stuff, you know, not necessarily for it to hurt my feelings, but I don't know, I guess the people who would say that they were trying to help, but that was kind of convincing me, like, oh, well, I guess that, you know, no matter what I do or no matter what kind of life I'm living, it's never going to be exactly the way that I want it. There's always going to be something off, or there's always going to be something wrong. Like, and no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that line of thinking, and I want to show other people that you don't have to believe in it either if you don't want to. I want to be the proof, and just, I guess, I don't know, you know, I just want to be I want to be the proof that you can have what it is that you want to have. You can do what it is that you want to do without any type of, you know, limitations. There shouldn't be a reason as to why you say I can't, unless that is just something that you feel like is for yourself, you know? Hello, Tread Maciel. Hey, glad you're here. But yeah, so you want to figure out what message that you want to tell people. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. It could, I don't know, just like I said, I'll just give you like just a little examples to get you started. You know, it could just be, I guess for the serious stuff, it could be like, there's something wrong in the world, but we can fix it, and this is how. You know, or it could be something lighthearted, like, I don't know, appreciate food. I don't know, like, you know, maybe that could be like a food channel. It's just showing people the deep appreciation of food, you know, or just something, you know, just whatever means something to you, or whatever, you know, you just enjoy. You can make that your message. Like I said, for me, my message is I like helping people, and I want to prove that you can live the life that you want to live. And the way, okay, yeah, I'll just hop into the next thing. After you figure out your message, then you just want to figure out the way that you are going to convey that message. Now, since this whole video is talking about how to start your YouTube channel, you have decided that the package that you want to deliver it is in a video. So whatever that video is, that is going to have your message. Now it's just the figuring out as to what type of video that you want. You could do it in a vlog. You know, some people, you know, they really like to vlog. Heck, I like vlogging. I think vlogging is fun. In a way, this is kind of a vlog. You know, I get to talk directly to you. Other people, like I'll use me again as an example, they'll want to film themselves, I guess you can say, doing a particular thing. For me, I film video games, you know, because, you know, I like to make you happy, you know, I like to make you feel good, and, you know, that's the way that I do that. So you can figure out as to specifically how you want your videos to be. Like I said, you could either film yourself doing something, you can film yourself talking about something. Heck, you don't even really have to film yourself. You could just, like, depending on what it is that you've chosen, you can just film something. I don't know, like, as an example, maybe somebody wants to show the world to have a deep appreciation for nature, so instead of filming themselves, they're just filming, you know, the beauty of nature. So, you know, that's an example. So, after when you figure out what it is that you know, like to do, you figure out what your message is. And since you've decided that you want your video, since you want to convey your message through videos, then you just figure out how you want your videos to be and what it is that you actually want it to show and to depict. And you know, YouTube is a big place. You can literally go to any video and see the different types of formats that other people use to figure out how it is that you want to shape your message or your idea, you know? Alright, next thing that I'd like to talk about, see how much time, okay, yeah, we're doing good, the next thing that I want to talk about is, if for whatever reason, you don't know what your message is, you don't know what your message is, you don't know what you want it to be about, the thing that I want to tell you is to give yourself time. Time is an unbelievably important factor when you are doing YouTube. Like, because no matter what it is that you do, it's extremely unlikely that you'll have it all figured out overnight. You know, it's like, you know, everything. Heck, it'll probably be almost impossible, but I won't say impossible, just say extremely unlikely, that, because, you know, because things are always changing, you know, and I mean within you. So, you know, you may not know what your message is. You know, you may not even know what it is that you like to do or what it is that you like to talk about. That is okay. Because like I said, it's like when I first started YouTube, deep down I knew that I wanted to do Let's Play videos, but I had a bunch of reasons as to why I couldn't do that yet. I will get into that later. I don't know if I'll be able to get into it in this video, maybe the next video or just another video. But I had all these reasons as to why I couldn't do the Let's Play thing. So I figured that, you know, I could just do vlogs instead. I figured that, you know, wouldn't be too much. I'm doing this on my phone, by the way. That's how I did. That's how I do every single one of my vlogs, until I get a camera, I guess. But, you know, I just have my phone and I record myself talking to it. That's basically it. And so if you really don't know what it is that you don't want to do, that is perfectly fine. Just be patient with yourself. Patience is key. You have to just give yourself the time to, like I said, to just basically figure out everything that I said earlier. What is it that you enjoy? You know, what's really important to you? And what do you want your message to be? How you want to deliver that message? Just don't be upset at yourself if you can't figure it out. And don't let that be the reason as to why you don't start. You know, that actually brings me into the next thing. But before I go into that, I'll just finish this statement. You don't have to have all the answers right off the bat. You know, you just need just give yourself some space and give yourself some time to just figure it out. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to come correct. You know, you know, on the first go around, you know, because things, you know, when you're first starting out, when you don't know what you're doing, things get messy, you know, they're not pretty, they're not organized, you know, and, you know, you don't have everything that it is that you need, you know, so, and I feel like that's another reason as to why people, you know, don't do anything. So actually, I will use this as an intro to the next thing, is to just do it, okay? That is, like, I know that sounds really, you know, simple, but I feel like the number one reason as to why people don't do YouTube is because they're not doing it. For whatever your reason is, for whatever your excuse is, it's always something down to an excuse or fear. And they're kind of interchangeable. It's mostly due to fear. Let me tell you some of the things that I've heard people say. Like I said, I've only been doing this for a year and a half. So during that block of time, when people figured out that I'm doing a YouTube channel, okay, let me just think off the top of my head, just so I remember things people were saying. Some people will be like, oh, that's so cool. I've always wanted to do a YouTube channel, but I don't know what it is that I want to film about. Or like, oh, well, I don't have all of my equipment yet. That is actually something that I hear is the dominant reason. There'll be people say, oh, I don't have the equipment yet. Some people say, oh, well, I don't have enough money to buy a camera or to buy this or buy that. Or, you know, basically, like, I don't know, or I don't have, or I can't. It's a million list, just a huge list of reasons as to why you can't, you know? And that is the number one thing that basically kills a lot of would-be YouTube channels, but they don't ever become anything because the person never starts in the first place. They have all these reasons as to why they can't. And quite frankly, I am no exception to that rule. I remember the day that I was considering doing YouTube, I talked myself out of it. I remember I was at the Red Robin, so I was just with my mom and her boyfriend Gerardo. We were just eating, and I don't know, but prior to that, the idea of me doing YouTube, you know, it came up, you know, a couple of times, and I remember that I was really thinking about it. And I remember when we were eating right at that table, I told myself, and then I told them, I was like, you know, I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'm gonna do YouTube. And my mom was surprised. She was like, what? You know, like, and I was out to her. I was serious. I was just like, yeah. I'm trying to remember what my reasons were. Mostly, I think that the reasons that I had was, no one's gonna care. I was thinking that, you know, there are literally like millions of other YouTubers, maybe even billions, I don't know. But there's millions of YouTubers, you know, online, and every one of them is so much better than me. They have so much more than me. They have so much more experience. It was always just like they are just more and they are better. And it's like, if I was to start, why would anybody want to come and watch a guy who has no subscribers and like 1 or 2 videos when they can go watch somebody else with 1 million subscribers and with 1 million different types of video content, much more popular, and, you know, just all that other stuff. And I ended up talking myself out of it. Like, I did that successfully. Like, and, you know, and my mom, you know, of course, like I said, you can't make anybody do anything, so my mom couldn't tell me to, you know, do it. All she told me was, you know, she was just like, Julian, if that's your decision, I can't do anything about that, but I think it will be a waste. That's what she said. She felt like it would be a waste. And the reason that is because, like I said, it's basically killing something before it even comes to life. You know, it's wasting potential. You know, all of the, like, even like you said, I've only been doing this for 1.5 years. Everything that I've done up to this point, like with the, I have my laptop right here. That's how I'm keeping track of the time, just everything else. Yeah, right at this moment, I have 1,447 subscribers and over 400 videos on my YouTube channel. None of that would exist. None of it. None of those videos would exist. None of you would have never met me. None of you would have ever heard anything that I would have had to have said. And I do believe I have impacted some of you in a positive way. None of that would have happened had I not done it in the first place. You know, you never know just how far what you do is going to go. You know, you never know how it's going to affect somebody, what good it can do for the world, what good it could do for you and the people around you. You just never know. But if you stop, if you don't do it, before you start, then it's like there was, all of that could have been, will never be, you know, and that's really sad, you know, it's depressing, you know, like it really, and actually just at this very moment, I got 1,448 subscribers. I went up just one, in this very moment, I saw the number go up just now. I have a live, thing, in front of me, but, I'm sorry, I'm just going back to the time. But yeah, so I will more than likely go, I may or may not go into another video about talking about the just do it part, but that I believe is very important. You have to just do it, you know, you just gotta get in there. I think the last thing that I'll probably go into is you want to ask yourself, why are you doing this? And it's slightly connected to the what is your message, but knowing as to why you're doing this is very important. Because let me give you an example. Like, I normally don't like going into this particular example, but I feel like it's one that a lot of you will be able to understand. If you are doing YouTube specifically for the sole purpose to get money or to become famous, I'm going to tell you this. This is actually going to be probably really different from what you've heard. To an extent, I think that's okay. You just have to be honest with yourself with why what you're doing is what you're doing. Like, because think of it this way. If you're working a job right now, like, I don't know, if you're working at Wendy's or if you're working in an office or whatever, you are doing that more than likely for the specific purpose of making money. You know, it's not necessarily because you love it, you know, that you can do this the rest of your life. No, the sole purpose of that is to make money, you know. That's why I think it's okay if you want to do YouTube specifically for the money, if that's how you've decided that you want to make your income. You just want to do it through YouTube. Same thing with the being famous thing. If for whatever reason you're doing whatever it is that you're doing specifically because you want attention, just be honest with yourself and say, I'm doing this because I want attention. However, this is the main point that I want to get to. I feel like that, at least specifically with YouTube, due to the nature of it, I think it's really important that you do it for some kind of deeper incentive. Because I will use myself as an example. Now, I had to be honest with myself. When I first started doing YouTube, and like I said, and this is why I'm asking you to be honest with yourself, because I didn't even know that this was an underlying thing as to why I was doing YouTube, and that was actually why I was getting extremely frustrated. When I first started doing YouTube, in a way, yes. Originally, I was doing it just for the money and to, not necessarily fame, but I guess attention? I'll just say fame just because it goes hand in hand. Money, fame, right? But you get my point. But not the way that you think. What it was for me is that there came a point where when I needed money, like actual money, like to pay my bills and to do everything else, I needed an income. And at the time, I didn't want to get a standard job. The reasons are irrelevant, but I didn't really want to get a standard job. No, I guess the reasons are kind of relevant, mainly because I felt like that if I got a regular job, then I'd hate it. Because, quite honestly, me growing up around so many other adults and whatnot, it almost seemed like it was normal to have a job that you hated. So, I guess without me realizing it, I ended up getting this idea that, okay, well, if I just get some type of regular standard job, I'm gonna end up hating it. And I didn't want that. I wanted a job that I would enjoy. So, that's when I looked into YouTube. That was actually one of the main reasons as to why I initially started. I had already wanted to do YouTube prior, but I was thinking, well, I do need money to pay some bills. I already like YouTube, like I'm on it all the time. I watch tons of YouTubers and all that other stuff. So maybe that is the answer to my problem. So that's why I said, like, originally I did do YouTube kind of for the money. I wanted to do something that was fun though. However, you do not make money on YouTube overnight. That is something that I did not know. That is something that I had to learn. That was one of the reasons why I was getting so frustrated, and was one of the reasons why in the beginning I was thinking about quitting so often. I wanted to treat YouTube like a paycheck. You know, basically, like I said, you get money like every 2 weeks or every month, or, you know, and it's a good sizable amount where you could pay a bill or two. But I didn't know about the nature of YouTube. I didn't know about growing your audience. I didn't know about figuring out everything that I just told you. What is it that you want to film? What's your message? You know, I didn't know about marketing. I didn't know that in order to make money on YouTube, you had to build something first. It's like I was kind of aware that you had to build it, but I thought I could build it in like a couple months. You know, no, like with YouTube, you are creating something that will sustain itself. You know, and that's going to take time. But that's why I was getting so upset. Like, I wasn't getting the amount of money that I wanted or that I thought that I was going to get. So that's why I said you have to really be honest with yourself as to why you are doing this. And the fame thing, like I said, to go into specifically what that was for me, is I did admire all of the YouTubers that I watched. Mainly because they had the things that I did not have. They had money. I guess you could say they had fame, but when I say fame, I mostly mean just people paid attention to them, people liked them, people admired them, and they had all of that while doing something that made them happy. They did, like, that answered, you know, the things that I wrote in the book. You know, they had a message, they were getting it across, they were enjoying themselves, and as a result, you know, they were making a living off of that, and people admired them. And that's what I wanted, because, like I said, growing up, I had the exact two opposites. Kids always made fun of me. People always neglected me. I was always an outcast. When it came to money, alright, yeah, I don't know. I was about to say, I personally don't mind saying it, but I don't know how other people, okay, you know what? I grew up poor. Like I said, like, bottom line, we never had money. We were always poor. It was very rare that we would actually, that we would actually have money growing up, you know? Like, I lived in, you know, a low income neighborhood. Like, it's kind of the ghetto. Like I said that in another video. You know, like, I grew up, like I said, in like Seat Pleasant, Maryland, which is, you know, not the, you know, the best of places, but yeah, you know, it's like, you know, basically throughout my whole life, the only real thing that I knew and understand was not having enough money and just not having enough love. And by that, I mean not from my parents. Like I said, I just meant from my peers. And like I said, when I saw a YouTuber, they had the exact opposite. They had all this money and they had all this adoration. You know, so I was like, you know, I want some of that. You know, it's actually time for me to end the video, but I guess I can go over just a little bit because I'm basically at the end. But, you know, that's why that was one of the ignitions, not the whole reason, but it was one of the ignitions that started me with doing YouTube. Like I said, oh, well, you know, I do need some money. I feel like doing YouTube is a really fun way to do it. You know, I've been wanting to do it for a while. This is a good reason. And, you know, maybe I could get people who think I'm cool. You know, that's basically, you know, what it was. And, I was getting so frustrated in the beginning because, you know, I wasn't getting either of those things. You know, I only had like 10 subscribers and I would only get like 1 view per video, maybe no views per video, and I wasn't making any money. So that's why I was getting so angry. I was like, this isn't working. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks. Like, it's not happening. But that's why I said it's really important as to why you ask yourself, why are you doing what it is that you're doing? And to really remind yourself of that, of why. And like I said, and just to be honest with yourself as to why. Like I said, now I've developed a more, like I said, a more sustaining reason as to why I'm doing what it is that I'm doing. Hello, Jordan Cooper. Hey, glad you could be here. But yeah, like I said, the reason is, you know, I just like seeing you guys happy. I like helping you guys out. I like playing a positive role in your life. To me, that is more sustaining. That's something that I could do for a very long time and not get frustrated because it's not happening fast enough. You understand what I mean? That's why I said it's really important that you have a message. Like I said, something that's bigger than you. You get what I mean? Because now I'm not doing YouTube specifically and only for me. Now I am also doing it for me and for you. That's why I said it becomes a lot more important. Well, it's the end of the video, but Jordan, you said, what am I talking about? I'm talking about how you can start your YouTube channel. I went over some points. You can, like I said, when this video's over, you can watch it on YouTube. I'll put this on YouTube, or you can just watch it here when I'm done. But yeah, so that is basically everything. I will go over the points that I wrote down. So like I said, you could write these down if you want, if you really want to get serious about making your own YouTube channel. But just the whole umbrella here is to what do you want to film about? So you want to ask yourself, you know, what do you enjoy? What is important to you? And what you want your message to be. And also, give yourself time to figure that out if you don't already know. Just do it. Like I said, really, just get started. Like, no more excuses, no more fears. Just get started. And finally, really ask yourself and to be honest with yourself why you're doing this. You know, you have to figure out what's a good reason and what's not for you. Like I said, I can't do that for you. The only advice that I can give is to, whatever the reason that you're doing it, make sure that it's something that can sustain you and something that you can do for a long time and something that makes you happy. And just, you know, you don't have to take this part, but this is like a little personal opinion I want to throw out there. Make sure that it helps people other than you. Because, I don't know, the joy that I feel when, like I said, when I see that you guys laughed at something that I made, like, you know, one of my gameplays, or you even send me a message through Facebook personally saying as to how much, you know, you guys appreciate what I do, that really does mean the world to me. It really does. And it's like that, in a way, is a reminder. I was like, yeah, I can do this for, you know, I can do this for a long time, you know, you get what I mean? And as you do it, the wealth and the notoriety will come, because you know you will be spreading your message as it grows throughout time. But yeah, that is it for this video. I kind of went 5 minutes over, but you know, I think that's okay. But yeah, that's mostly it. Alright, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to like me here on Facebook so you can follow me as to what I'm doing, and you'll know when it is that I go live. Like I said, but I will send out a reminder an hour before. So basically, I'll send out a reminder at 3 o'clock. Subscribe to me on YouTube so you can see what I do, so you can actually watch the videos and watch the vlogs and everything else I do. And follow me on Twitch as well, because I do live streams there, and that's when you guys can talk to me directly. I'll have all the links in the description. Alright, so thank you guys. Oh, and of course, donate to my Patreon, because it really does help me a lot when you guys, donate. Like I said, I'll have all the links in the description, alright? So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh, I see what you said, Trent Monster. You said have a great day. Oh, thanks, man. You too. All of you guys have a great day. Alright, you too, Jordan Cooper. Yeah, you stay safe. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next one. See ya.